person he values most, himself. This is just another day. Every year in our nation's capital, presidents and first ladies set time aside to honor individuals who've made significant contributions to our culture through the performing arts. Well, I mean, not in 2017, 2018, or 2019, but definitely before and after that. Well, apparently, times have changed.
And I'm delighted to be here as we officially announce the incredibly talented artists who will be celebrated later this year at the 2025 Kennedy Center Honors. It's going to be a big evening. I've been asked to host. I said, I'm the President of the United States. Are you fools asking me to do that? Sir, you'll get much higher ratings. I said, I don't care. I'm President of the United States. I won't do it.
Wow, what an impressive conversation that definitely happened. I mean, we all know how much Trump hates exploiting the office of the presidency for something as juvenile as TV ratings, which is why it was so impressive that our president stuck to his guns, told his staff that he had more important matters to attend to, and sadly turned this gig down.
And then Susie Wiles said to me, sir, I'd like you to host. I said, okay, Susie, I'll do it.
Oh, he is doing it. I'm shocked. And by the way, what a complimentary impression of your Chief of Staff, Susie Wiles, who I'm pretty sure doesn't sound anything like... Okay, yeah, I'm pretty ssure that's exactly what she sounds like. But today wasn't just about Trump yet. First, he had to get all those pesky Kennedy Center nominees out of the way.
First is country music star, actor, and producer George Strait. Second is actor, singer, philanthropist, and star of the Broadway stage, Michael Crawford is being honored. His name is Sylvester Stallone. Gloria Gaynor, it's an honor to present Kiss.
Ah, so close. Not a bad list for the Kennedy Center. I'm sure a lot of thought and prayer went into it. And not exactly a surprise either that Trump would want to honor the band Kiss, a group whose frontman is almost as obsessed with women and accumulating wealth through shameless marketing as Donald is. But now that the main reason for the entire event is out of the way, Donald Trump felt it only fitting to release his two Vanna Whites and make the rest of the hour about himself.
In a few short months since I became chairman of the board at the Kennedy Center, we have completely reversed the decline of this cherished national institution. It was being run down. Money wasn't being spent properly. They were building things they shouldn't have built that nobody wanted instead of taking care of the great gem that it is. You look at the marble, look at the quality of the marble and the things that with a little fix-up and a little work, we can make it unbelievable.
Yes, in keeping with the namesake of the Kennedy Center, Trump is living by one of our former president's most famous quotes. Ask not what your country can do for you, ask what you can do to restore the cracks in the marble. Also, my nephew is, to use a Massachusetts term, cuckoo bananas. But now, on to more pressing issues.
We're going to also fix up a place called Washington, D.C. We're going to make it so beautiful again. We're going to be redoing the parks, redoing the grass. You know, grass has a lifetime like people have a lifetime. We're going to redo the grass with the finest grasses. I know a lot about grass because I own a lot of golf courses, and if you don't have good grass, you're not in business.
And hasn't that always been everyone's issue with Washington, D.C.? Not the rampant corruption by this administration, the ineffectiveness of our congressional leaders, or even the wealth disparity throughout the entire town. It's that gosh darn grass. Donald Trump doesn't want to rectify our nation's problems, he just wants to beautify them.
We're going to get all brand new, highest level seats, magnificent seats, and it's going to be all new. We could have taken the existing ones and do a little paint job, a little fabric, but it's not the same thing.
Well, that is great news, especially for all those folks who live inside of Trump's ass. At least for their benefit, he'll be sitting on something new and comfortable. But as Trump stated just a few days ago, he is determined to clean up the streets of D.C. And I mean the literal streets.
You fix up the curbs. You get rid of the medians in this town are just horrible.
Wow, Trump doesn't just hate the media, he hates the medians, which is quite surprising for a guy whose entire political career has been marked by dividing our country. But look, Donald Trump hears the critics. He knows that all of his valiant efforts to solve America's problems will never be accepted with open arms by everyone.
Already they're saying, he's a dictator. The place is going to hell, and we've got to stop it. So instead of saying he's a dictator, they should say, we're going to join him and make Washington safe.
And where would anybody get this crazy notion that Donald Trump is a dictator other than by listening to the exact words that fell out of his face in this exact same speech?
Don't forget, in the border, everyone said it would take years and you'd have to go back to Congress. I never went to Congress for anything. I just said, close the border. And they closed the border. And that was the end of it. I didn't go back to Congress.
Yep, nothing like a guy bragging about usurping the authority of another branch of government to really quell all those dictator accusations. But putting aside our definite march toward autocracy for just a moment, today was a stark reminder of what Donald Trump is truly passionate about: entertainment. He loves the show, the facade, the appearance of quality. Donald Trump's entire life has been about creating things that are pleasant to the eye but lack any real substance. Or not pleasing to the eye and also lacking substance. The buildings, the awards shows, the golden footwear, Trump is obsessed with creating the optics of success. But that's very different from achieving actual results. Moving homeless people out of Washington, D.C.'s parks doesn't solve the homelessness crisis in America any more than firing the person who gave Trump accurate but disappointing jobs numbers solves the chaotic downturn in our economy. And this isn't a secret. The problem is it's being hailed as a virtue.
And for the president, this is something that hits home because he is a visual person.
I mean, not when it comes to mirrors, but in all other cases, she's not wrong. If Trump doesn't have to see 17 million Americans losing their health care, something he promised wouldn't happen, or see prices rise due to inflation, something he promised he'd reverse, or see families who are unable to afford IVF, even though he promised to make it free, then to him, the problem is solved. The thing is, governance is not about the visuals. It's about genuine results and accountability for your decisions. And when you lack the ability to achieve those things, you cover up your incompetence with shiny objects in an effort to distract people. I mean, who has time to care about our commander-in-chief turning the National Guard into his personal police force when there's brand new concrete in the Rose Garden? Who can worry about masked ICE agents arresting non-criminals when we've got a shiny new ballroom to look forward to? And how could you ever be concerned with the president's possible involvement with a dead pedophile and very alive sex trafficker when there's so many gold trinkets to admire on a daily basis? Donald Trump may be a visual person, but he's not the only one. Voters are too, and they can see exactly what he's doing. Before you go, if you enjoyed this content and you want to see more and support independent media, please subscribe to this channel. The subscribe button will be right here on the screen. But second, the reality is that we are now in a political environment where this administration can lean on any of the social media platforms to suppress certain voices if they don't like critical coverage. That means my longevity here is in the hands of a few tech billionaires who are already making it clear that they are willing to cater to this administration. To that end, signing up for my newsletter is a way for me to reach you directly if that ever becomes necessary. I'll put the link right here on the screen as well, so please sign up. It's free, but there's also an option to do a paid subscription if you'd like to support me and my team. I really appreciate it. Thanks so much for watching.